Hey everyone. I'm doing a uh I don't know if this will work out the way I want to do this, but we're going to do like a slideshow review and retelling or synopsis or whatever of the movie Infinity Pool. Now I just saw this movie a few days ago and it was really tripped me out. I think it came out, last year in 2022, and it's directed by David Cronenberg, who does like a bunch of weird fucking movies. I think he did The Fly, the remake of The Fly with Jeff Goldblum. But yeah, I'm gonna like kind of go through it and explain it and review it because I just thought that'd be funny. So let's see here. Yep. So we got that on the screen. So it all starts out with this character here. I can't remember his name. I don't know. I can't remember our protagonist's name. You know what? Let me look it up. Let me look it up because I don't want to be calling him something that I don't know. Infinity. Who? He plays James. Okay. So this dude here, his name's James Foster, and he's an author, right? He's on vacation with his girl. This girl, M. Foster, she's very pretty for that caramel color girl. And yeah, so they are just kind of on this vacation together. She's the breadwinner. He's an author. He writes whatever. He wrote a book. Blah blah blah. He goes out to the beach by himself while she goes to town, and he meets this couple here. I can't remember what this dude's name is, but the girl's name is Gabby, right? The one without the eyebrows. Who I don't know. The whole time it's just like I can't really deal without the eyebrows, right? So they're like that girl, Gabby is like, oh, I love your book. Oh, I've been watching you. Can we take you out to dinner, you and your wife? And he's all, yeah, sure. Let's do it. So they go to dinner. Um, whatever. They're talking about, oh, hey, let's go to the town, or let's get out of the resort and go out on the town and hit the local beach or something like that. And they're like, oh, okay, cool. And here's the chick with without her eyebrows, just like, kind of like flirting with James, the author. And here she is again. They're like getting a little tipsy. She's flirting with him. He's a little tipsy. He's flirting with her. Here they are the next day, about to go to town with them. They're renting a car. They're gonna go to town, right? James and his chick. Uh, yeah. So they're gonna go to town, rent the car. This resort is highly under guard because apparently they're in like a very third world country where there's a lot of like robberies and the people I guess are dirty. I don't know, but they have it pretty locked up there. So yeah. So they're here, they're cruising. I know here the music's really weird when you're listening to it. It's very synth heavy, and it's just like, I don't know. It makes it seem real scary. And then I'm pretty scared of like highways in general with my anxiety. So that was going on as well with that. Here you go. Here's the villages, the very poor people uh, that exist within the villages or whatever outside of that resort. So they hit the beach. They're there just kind of like talking to each other. I think the other dude that creepy chicks dude is saying, why are you with a guy like him, huh? He's an author. Does he even make money? And That dude's wife is saying, "Oh, I just wanted to be with him because my dad hated him or something like that." And here we get our character James. He's kind of drunk. He goes. Let me see what's the name here. He goes to take a piss. I'm sorry, I need the names here. Oh yeah, he goes to take a piss, right? And here he is, pissing on the ground, whatever. And then this chick, Gabby, comes up behind him, and he's all like, "Whoa, what are you doing?" And then she starts like jacking him off, right? And he's all like, "Oh, geez, oh man, oh," and then it shows the cum hit the ground for some reason. And also, we didn't really have to show the jizz hitting the ground, but it did. And then he's all, "Did you just really do that?" And she's just like staring at him and heads back and does it like it never happened. You know what I mean? Just jacked him off real quick. Um, Later on that night, the other dude's like, "Oh man, I'm too drunk to drive," and James is like, "Nah, man, I can drive. Don't worry, I'll fucking drive." But he's all tripping out about like that dude or that chick, Gabby jacking him off or whatever. For some reason, that just really tripped him out. So he's driving. It's dark. The lights on the car they keep fucking up. See, they're not working. And then he hits someone, and yeah, he hits a local native. They get down, and they're like, "Can you believe? Oh my God, we need to call the police, right? Da da da." And the other couple are like, "Hell no! If we go to the jail, they'll rape us, they'll kill us, cause we're, rich, fucking tourists. We don't know what they'll do to us. Blah blah blah." So they're like, "Let's just forget about it. Let's just get out of here. We'll think of a story, for the cops. Blah blah blah." So they end up back at the resort. I guess they, took the rental car back. The next morning, they get a knock. James and his wife gets a knock at the door, and it's the police. They take them to the police headquarters, separate them. The head of the police, I don't know if it's the warden or a scientist or something, goes up to James and he tells him, "Look, your wife already pretty much confessed, but since we're a very tourist needing nation, and we have sort of a treaty with other countries to help with our tourism, because we don't want to lose our tourism in events like this, because if you kill someone, then you're sentenced to death. That's like how it is, an eye for an eye or whatever it is there." They're like, this dude's like, "Well, what we can do is if you pay a certain amount of money and admit that you did it and only you, we will create a clone of you and have it uh, get killed instead in your place." And the dude's like, "I don't really understand," but the other guy's just smoking a cigarette, like, "Look, just sign the paper and we'll take care of it." And so he's like, "Well, okay." He's all scared as fuck. He signs the paper, right? He goes and gets the money, a shit ton of money from an ATM conveniently located in the building. They're having him put on. They're having him get naked and put on a shower cap and a mouthpiece, right? And then they put him in sort of this little tiny room with this goo in it, and have him standing looking like this, like he's playing some game of a dentist talk or whatever. And the all these lights start flashing, like real trippy shit, So he's all tripping out. He's seeing this chick here, all naked and stuff. It's a real like psychedelic like trip. He's seeing himself like being formed and unformed and unborn. Here's a little picture of him, like a real, and this is a real quick flash of him just getting, you know, created or whatever. And then he wakes up from it. His wife's like, "Hey, you know, are you okay?" Blah blah blah. And the people there that the people that created the clone or whatever are like, "Oh, hey, come see the clone." So they go see it. It's in this little red bag, supposedly, and it looks. They're like, "Oh, typically it takes 2 to 3 tries, but we got it perfect on yours, so it looks good." And he's checking out the clone, and then the clone's like, "Ah, I see myself, ah." But part of the deal is they have to watch as he gets killed, the clone. They have to watch. That's part of the deal they signed. So here's the clone in a little or a hangar. They bring out the son of the man that was killed in the car accident, and he's standing there with a knife. And then he hears James like begging, like, "No, please don't, please." And the kid just like stabs the shit out of him, and I'm not gonna show it because it's pretty fucking bloody. But he stabs the shit out of his neck, out of his stomach, like just nonstop stabbing. And here they are, the family, and then the people watching as it goes down. And here's the dude James, kind of like, "All right, this is kind of cool. I'm watching myself die. Like that's a different experience." And then for a souvenir, they give him the body that they cremated and put in an urn for him. That's very sweet. They're like, "Oh yeah, here, think of it as a souvenir. Thank you for staying with us, whatever, whatever." His wife's here, like, "Let's get the fuck out of here. This is crazy. What did we just see?" And he can't find his passport. He doesn't know where it's at. He thinks maybe the cops took it or something. And they're just here like super nervous, super tripping out. What do you do? What did we see happen? Blah blah blah. James goes down to the bar, right? He can't sleep or whatever, and he sees that Gabby chick there, and she starts explaining to him like, "Oh, whenever we get in trouble here," she's like, "It's happened to all of us, like." Me and my husband, we've returned or been resurrected or cloned, and yeah, it's kind of a thing. And she's like, "Oh, you feel it, don't you? You feel like it was real trippy in there, like a drug or something." And he's like, "Yeah, yeah, I felt that or whatever." So she's like, "Oh, well, come with me to my room with my friends that are all of them have been through it." So they go over here to the room, and all of them have been through this whole watching themselves get killed. One of the guys there's a doctor, and he's asking like, "Hey, he's like, I've always wondered, since you're so fresh, out of the cloning process or whatever it is, do you think you're the clone and the real James died?" And they're like, "Who cares? We're here, we're laughing, whatever, we're getting drunk, blah blah blah. Who cares about all that, those logistics?" And then they get real drunk. One of them has a gun, and they're like, "Hey, let's go, fucking, break into shit, and then go to the resort's main owner's house and fucking kill him, or they're gonna go like fuck with him, like take a trophy or something from him." So they're like, "Are you down, James?" And they're holding the gun to him, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm fucking down." So they go steal some fucking masks that are real creepy from the resort. They drive over there in their creepy masks that look like the Dark Knight Joker. Break into the dude's house, or villa or whatever, the owner of the resort, and he's having sex with some chick. They break in, they tie up him. He's half naked. The chick he's boning is fully naked. His staff waitress is there. You know, like they have them all tied up. And you know, here's this chick here, the Gabby, who's just like kind of in charge. She's very alpha, right? Right, and she's telling like the dude James, like, do it, fucking kill this dude, shoot him, right? Shoot him. And here's like a guard, I guess, on the side that opens fire on them, and and they all get caught. So here they are, they all get caught from that, and they're like, oh well, we're just chilling now. They're just gonna clone us and kill the clones or whatever, right? So they're here chilling after, I guess, the cloning process, and the doctors or whatever are like, "Oh, you think this is some kind of joke, huh? Like our country's your playground or whatever." And they take them to the hangar where they're executing people. And they fucking and they're screaming their lungs out. The people like, "No, no, don't kill us, no, no, don't." And they essentially slice all their throats. And yeah, here's them fighting. They slice all their throats and let them bleed out. And there's them in the audience watching it, like, oh yeah, hooray, we died. It was hilarious, you know. And at this point, you don't know, and I guess it doesn't matter who's a clone and who's a real person. You know what I mean? Like the original, right? Because right here, it kind of what's the word? Makes it seem that the originals were killed there. You know. But here's James with another urn of himself, and he's going to his wife, and his wife's like, "Let's get the fuck out of here! Like, I want to leave. This is fucking crazy, you know." And so she leaves. He stays. He's here, you know, with that Gabby chick, right? And he's just kind of like, "I've already died twice, essentially. What the fuck is this world, you know?" And they're getting closer. She takes him to her room, and she's like, "Oh, you gotta try this native like shit to smoke. It's an aphrodisiac, and it fucks you up or whatever. You know, like a drug." So he sniffs it. She sniffs it. They start having sex, and it's all like mind bendy, trippy. She's doing it with him. Her husband's at the bottom, like licking her feet while he's getting pegged, and so it's just this huge orgy. Um, and it's weird. They're like showing like nipples that are like lactating and like really, really bad, just leaking stuff, and people's faces kind of melting. I don't know. It's a trip. It's a trip to show. I wouldn't show, but it's a fucking trip. Anyway, next day after their big old orgy, they're just there out on the resort, you know, being basically like savages. They're just like fucking with all the other guests, and they're kind of half naked eating breakfast and shit. And they decide, hey, let's go get the cop doctor dude that keeps fucking cloning us. I know where he's at. He's in the hospital or something. So they go to the hospital, uh, and I don't know why this happens, but a car almost runs over James because he's here like tripping out. You know, he's here, I guess, wondering what's real and what's not. And they end up getting, you know, the body of the cop, right? The cop scientist or whatever. And they take him back to their room. They get James all high off of that fucking same drug that gets him all horny and shit while he's drinking wine and hanging out with all these chicks. And yeah, see, here he is getting all fucking high and shit. And then they have the dude, you know, the officer, and they're just fucking with him, like James is beating the shit out of him. They're all pissing on him, and then that chick goes down to reveal that it's a clone of James. Uh, and James trips the fuck out. He like runs out of there vomiting. Like, what the fuck did that? I just happen? What did I just do? And goes to his room and locks the door. I guess he finds his passport. He had been hiding it underneath the sink, so he grabs his passport. He decides to get the fuck out of there because of them cloning him and having him basically fuck himself up. So he's trying to leave, and here come the people fucking, oh hey James, you're trying to leave, ha ha ha, and they pull out pull out a fucking gun, and they shoot the window, stop the bus, and they're like if James doesn't come out here right now, we're gonna kill everyone in the bus. And so James gets out. They have him walking slowly back to town or to the resort while they just like fuck with him. They're just throwing shit at him like empty bottles, and she's saying, I never read your book. I read reviews about it and it's all shit. You're a shitty author, a shitty person. Just demeaning him real bad. And I guess she drops like a bottle of wine, so he takes the chance to try to like get the gun from her. He ends up failing. He runs into the forest where he gets shot because she's blindly shooting into the forest. And yeah, he gets shot. He sees a house with some people. I think the people run away. Goes into the house, lays down in a bed, and then he starts like seeing the little boy that had originally killed him earlier. So he does that. He sees that the little kid is fucking like choking him. But then when he starts like hallucinating, he's seeing his wife choke him while everyone else is just like watching this, and his head is splitting open. And then it's all like a dream or something, some fucked up uh shit he was seeing, right? Comes outside, and they're all outside like taunting him. They're like, "Oh James, we miss you, da da." And then they're like, that Gabby's like, "Get the dog." And so they have the drug, and they bring out a clone of him that's like all feral and naked, and it just sniffs the drug. And then they tell him, you have to kill the dog. And so they give him a knife. They give James a knife, and he's like, I'm not gonna do it. And that what is her name? Gabby's like, you have to kill the dog, James. You have to. You better do it. And he's like, nah, fuck that. And he throws the knife, and then that feral clone of him starts attacking him. So he gets up and defends himself, and he starts punching the shit out of that dog until its head is just bursts open in blood. And I can't show it, yeah, but there's like a lot of blood everywhere, just exploding. And James hugs the chick, the Gabby, hugs her, and then like she opens up her blouse, rubs some blood on it, and he starts sucking on her titties. And it's, I don't know, it's just fucking weird. Like, what the fuck is going on? Why is he just sucking on her titties for comfort? Not that that wouldn't be comforting in general, but like at this point in time, right? Anyway, next day he's gonna leave. He's gonna leave now. His suitcase has 3 urns, so we at least have the 3 clones that have passed on. They all get on the bus to go back home like nothing. They're all talking rich white people lives, like, oh yeah, we're gonna paint our house, or we're gonna redecorate, blah blah blah. Oh, I gotta get back to work, da da da. And they're like, oh, maybe we'll see you next year, James, ha ha ha. And they depart, at the airport. and here's James like again wondering what is life now after essentially seeing himself die so many times, and then go back to the resort where it's raining, and here's a James as well, just here at the resort out in the rain, wondering about life too. So you don't know if there's two of him, but you don't know who's who and who's what and who's who's why. But yeah, that's essentially that movie, Infinity Pool, uh, in a slideshow format. You should watch it. It was a really trippy movie, and yeah, it was who was it, Brandon Cronenberg or something? I don't know. It was good. It was very like, don't watch it with your kids. It was very uh adult, and yeah, it'll fuck with you. But yeah, I hope you learned something today with this quick little review. I thought it was good. I thought it was a good movie. Real trippy. I'll give it fucking 4 stars or whatever. I don't know. I don't, who cares how many stars I give it? I liked it though. It was good. So yeah, Infinity Pool. Give it a watch. It's on Hulu for free. You won't regret it. And yeah, thanks for checking out these movie reviews. Like and subscribe and all the other crazy shit. But yeah, take care. Bye.